Good morning, dear friends. Today I'll be making third video on functions. Functions, domain and range will be learning today. Domain and range of some common functions which we use more often. Function, domain, condition on x. If y is equal to fx is a function then. And range is what? Condition on y. Y is equal to sin x. So domain is what? Set of entire real line. It can be any real line because graph is like this. And this side you'll get like this. That means it is entire real line. And range is what? You know the value of sine is what? Between -1 and +1. So range will be closed interval -1 to +1. यहाँ पे जब ग्राफ बनाते हैं तो मैक्सिमम वैल्यू ऑफ साइन इज व्हाट +1 and minimum value is what? Between -1. So it is between -1 and +1. Same way y is equal to cos x. Again, domain is what? Entire real line. And range is what? Between -1 and +1. Y is equal to tan x. Now tan x is nothing but sine upon cos. Tan x is nothing but sine upon cos. So tan x is not defined wherever cos x is what? 0. And cos x is 0 on y axis. That is this side and this side, lower side. So here angle is what? Pi by 2, 3 pi by 2. That means all odd multiples of pi by 2 cos becomes what? 0. So here domain is what? Entire real line minus odd multiple of pi by 2. N belongs to integer. And range will be what? Entire real line. Y is equal to cot x. Cot x is what? Cos upon sine. So cot is not defined where sine is what? 0. And sine is 0 on x-axis. So this side 0 degree, pi, 2 pi, 3 pi, 4 pi. That means multiples of pi. Integral multiples of pi pe sine becomes 0. So cot is not defined. It is what? R minus n pi. N belongs to integer. And the value will be what? Entire real line. Then next is y is equal to sec x. Sec x is not defined where cos is what? 0. And cos is 0 on y-axis. The entire real line minus 2n minus 1 into pi by 2. N belongs to integer. And the value of sec will be what? It is minus infinity to minus 1, including minus 1, union 1 to plus infinity. And sec will be what? Cosec next one. Cosec is what? 1 upon sine. So the point where sine becomes 0, cosec is not defined. And sine is 0 on x-axis. So angle will be what? N pi. So entire real line minus n pi, n belongs to integer. And value will be same, minus infinity to minus 1 union 1 to infinity. So they are 6, 1, 2, then next 6 will be sine inverse, cos inverse, tan inverse, cot inverse, sec inverse, cosec inverse. Y is sine inverse x. Here x is what? Domain, but x becomes what? Value now. So domain of sine inverse x is what? Between minus 1 and plus 1. And range will be between minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. Then y is equal to cos inverse. Domain is same, but range will be 0 to pi, including 0 and including pi. Then y is equal to tan inverse x. The value is what? Entire line. And domain is what? Range is what? Open interval minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. Then y is equal to cot inverse x. Domain is entire line. And range is what? Open interval 0 to pi. Y is equal to sec inverse x. Domain is minus infinity to minus 1 union 1 to infinity, and it is what? Closed interval 0 to pi. But between 0 to pi, pi by 2 lies. At pi by 2, cos becomes 0. So sec is not defined. So minus pi by 2. Then y is equal to cosec inverse x. Domain is same thing. Minus infinity to minus 1, union 1 to infinity. And it is what? Minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. Closed interval. But between minus pi by 2 and plus pi by 2, 0 lies. And sine 0 becomes what? 0. So cosec 0 is not defined. So we have to subtract 0, except 0. Y is equal to e raised to x. Domain is entire real line. In place of x, we can replace any real number. Positive, negative, 0. But answer will be what? It will be only positive real number. R plus, you take e raised to 1 upon x. So domain is what? Entire real line minus singleton 0. In place of x, we can replace entire real line except 0. Because of 0 रखेंगे तो क्या हो जाएगा? 1 upon 0 is not defined. Its range will be what? R plus minus singleton 1. क्योंकि 1 upon x, अगर x 0 होगा, 1 upon x will be 0. Then e raised to 0 is what? 1. But ये कभी 0 होगा ही नहीं. It can never be 0. So it will be what? Entire real line plus positive real number except 1. Next is what? Y is equal to a raised to x. A has to be positive. Again, domain is entire real line. In place of x, we can replace anything. And range will be what? A should be positive. Again, same thing. Entire real line minus 0. And it will be R plus minus singleton 1. Y is equal to log x to the base a. A has to be positive and a should not be 1 by definition of logarithm. The value of x will be what? Entire real line plus positive real number. And range will be what? Entire real. Y is equal to 1 upon log x to the base a, which is also same as log a to the base x. So a is positive and a should not be 1. Positive real number minus singleton 0, singleton 1, r minus singleton 0. Next is y is what? Greatest integer function. Greatest integer GIF. Its domain is what? In place of x, we can replace any real number. It is entirely a line, but answer will be what? It will be set of integer. Y is what? 1 upon greatest integer x. Here domain is what? Entirely a line minus the point where greatest integer function will become 0. And that is what? Closed interval 0 to open at 1. Because in this interval, greatest integer function will become what? 0. So 1 upon 0 is not defined. 1 upon n belongs to integer. Then next is what? Fractional part function. Y is fractional part function. Fractional part function. Its domain is what? Entire real line. But answer क्या आएगा? Between 0 to 1. Where 0 is included but 1 is not included. Whenever it is 1 upon fractional part function, then domain is entire real line minus 0. Minus integers. And range will be what? 1 to infinity. Because if you divide by any decimal number, 1 upon 0.10, 1 upon 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, or 1 upon 0.001, then its value will keep on increasing towards positive side, 1 to infinity. Next is modulus x. Its domain is what? Entire real line. But range is what? It will be positive real number including 0. Y is equal to 1 upon mod x. Domain is what? R minus singleton 0. And range will be R plus. Next is signal function. Signal x, which is same as modulus x upon x. X should not be 0. Is equal to 0. For x is equal to 0. Domain is entirely aligned and range will be -1, 0, 1. Constant function. Domain is entirely aligned and range will be singleton C. If it is constant function C. And C belongs to real number. Yes. Now, after this, we'll go to domain and range of some functions will calculate. हम लोग फाइंड करेंगे डोमेन और रेंज कुछ फंक्शंस के. Thank you very much.